All right, so get this, you guys.
Yeah.
Today's deep dive,
Mm-hmm.
it's all about typos.
Okay.
And like how something as small as a typo online can actually like hurt your reputation.
Interesting.
I know. It
Yeah.
sounds kind of nitpicky.
Right.
But trust me,
Okay.
the stuff that we're looking at today is surprisingly insightful.
Gotcha.
And we've got this Dutch article.
Okay.
And it's titled Vier redenen waarom taalfouten en onjuist spatiegebruik slecht zijn voor je online reputatie.
Wow. That's a mouthful.
Right.
Yeah.
But it basically translates to
Okay.
4 reasons why typos and incorrect spacing are bad for your online reputation.
So we're getting global with this
We're
one.
going global.
I like it.
Yeah.
So what's so fascinating about this is that, these tiny details, these seemingly insignificant things,
Right.
they can actually have a huge impact, especially in the digital world.
Yeah.
Where, first impressions are everything.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how the article starts out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they kick it off with this awesome analogy.
I think I'm listening.
Imagine showing up to a meeting
Okay.
with a business card,
Uh-huh.
but it's all,
Yeah.
covered in coffee stains.
Oh, no.
Not a great look, right?
No, not at all.
And it's the same with your online content.
Oh, okay.
A website
Yeah.
that's just riddled with typos.
Uh-huh.
It sends the same subconscious message.
Oh, interesting.
It just shows a lack of care,
Right.
a lack of attention to detail.
Yeah.
And psychologists, they talk about this thing called the halo effect,
I've heard of that.
where one trait,
Yeah.
like in this case, a typo,
Mm.
it can influence the entire
Okay.
overall perception
Interesting.
of someone or something.
Wow.
So just a simple typo
Yeah.
can make your entire business
Right.
seem less credible.
Really?
Yeah, even if you have the best product in the world.
That's wild.
It's true.
Right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
It does.
Like you wouldn't expect a 5-star restaurant
Right.
to have a menu full of spelling errors, right?
Exactly.
It kind of makes you wonder,
Mm-hmm.
like, what else are they not paying attention to?
Yeah. Precisely.
Yeah.
And that lack of attention,
Uh-huh.
it can translate to a lack of trust.
Right.
Which is crucial for building any kind of strong online presence.
For sure. For sure. Okay, but here's where things get really interesting.
Okay, go on.
The article also claims
Okay.
that incorrect spacing can tank your Google search ranking.
Oh, wow.
Seriously.
I know it sounds crazy,
It does sound crazy.
but it's absolutely true.
Really?
Yeah, because you see
Okay.
search engines like Google,
Yeah.
they rely on these complex algorithms
Right.
to understand and categorize content.
Right.
And those algorithms,
Okay.
they can be pretty literal.
Interesting.
So for example, if
Okay.
you're searching for dog toys, the way you space those words matters.
Really?
Yeah, dog toys.
Yeah.
As one word, it's interpreted differently than dog toys with a space.
Wow.
Even though, us humans,
Right.
we understand they mean the same thing.
Of course. Yeah.
Google sees them as completely separate search terms.
So like if my website, for example,
Yeah.
sells like the best dog toys in the world,
Uh-huh.
but I accidentally, wrote it as dog toys everywhere,
Right.
then Google might not even show my site
That's sad.
to people who are searching for dog toys.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
You got to speak Google's language.
Wow.
Think about it this way.
Okay.
It's like trying to find a specific book in a library,
Okay.
but you misspell the author's name or the title.
Uh-huh.
You're going to have a hard time finding it.
Yeah.
It's the same concept.
Okay. So we've got professionalism.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Google rankings.
Right?
What other sneaky ways
Let me...
can typos mess us up online?
Okay, well, think about the last time you were reading something online and you came across a really glaring typo.
Right.
Yeah, it probably pulled you right out of the flow.
No? Oh, yeah.
Made you kind of stop and pause.
Yeah.
And reread the sentence to make sure you understood what it was saying.
Totally. It's so distracting.
Right.
It's like, imagine you're engrossed in this, like, captivating novel.
Yeah.
And then, boom, there's this typo.
Mm-hmm.
It's so jarring.
Right.
Like, it completely takes you out of
It
it.
ruins the immersion, and
Yeah.
especially in the online world,
Right.
where attention spans are already
Yeah.
so short.
Yeah.
That momentary distraction can be the difference between someone engaging with your content
Right.
or just scrolling right past it.
Wow.
And you see this especially on social media,
Uh-huh.
where you only have a few seconds to capture someone's attention.
That's true.
Yeah.
So whether you're, like,
Right.
crafting, a killer presentation, or running an online business,
Yeah.
or even just, like, sharing your thoughts on social media, like, typos can seriously sabotage your message.
They really can.
Wow.
They create this barrier
Wow.
between you and your audience.
Yeah.
And it hinders the flow of information.
Uh-huh.
And ultimately, it just hinders your ability to connect with them.
Okay, so we've covered professionalism,
Right?
Google rankings,
Yep.
reader attention.
Mm-hmm.
What's the final piece of the puzzle?
This one is all about brand identity.
Okay.
You know, the article argues that
Huh.
the language you use online,
Right.
it reflects your brand as a whole. And even small slip-ups
Okay.
can have a big impact on how people perceive you.
So it's not just typos
No,
looking sloppy.
it's bigger than that.
It's about them potentially sending the wrong message about your brand.
Exactly.
Right.
Think about it like this.
Okay.
Okay, you're this high-end fashion brand known for your, quality and sophistication.
Right.
But on your website,
Yeah.
you accidentally write quality guaranteed.
Ooh.
Instead of guaranteed,
Misspelling.
it's just one missing letter,
Right.
but it creates this sense of dissonance.
Oh, wow.
Makes people question your attention to detail.
Yeah, I see that.
Maybe even doubt the quality of your products,
It's like wearing an expensive suit
Yes.
with a mismatched button.
Exactly.
Throws the whole look off.
It undermines the image you're trying to project,
Right.
and it can potentially damage your brand's reputation.
That's a really good point.
I know, right?
Yeah, it shows how these seemingly insignificant errors can have these ripple effects.
I really do.
Yeah, shaping perceptions and ultimately
Right.
influencing buying decisions.
For sure.
Wow.
It's all about consistency.
Right.
Just like you wouldn't want your brand's logo to be inconsistent across different platforms.
Uh-huh.
Your language should also maintain a consistent level of quality and professionalism.
I see that. So we've been talking about how typos can make your brand look less professional and mess with your Google ranking.
Right.
And even distract readers.
Totally.
But it's not just misspellings.
Right. It's so much bigger than that.
Yeah.
Think about grammar mistakes,
Yeah.
misplaced punctuation,
Right.
even things like using different fonts.
Oh, yeah.
All over your website.
Yeah.
All those little inconsistencies,
Yeah.
they can be just as jarring as a misspelled word.
It's almost like showing up to a business meeting
Right.
in a wrinkled suit.
Yeah.
You might have great ideas, but people are going to be so distracted by that first impression.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you know what? Just like a good tailor can help you look sharp,
Yeah.
there are tools and techniques
Right.
that can help you polish your online content.
Okay, cool.
The article we're looking at,
Uh-huh.
it specifically mentions proofreading as a must-do.
Right.
Sometimes we're just too close to our own work
Oh, for sure.
to actually see those errors.
Yeah.
So having a fresh pair of eyes,
Okay.
like a friend or a colleague,
Mm-hmm.
can be super helpful.
Totally, yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
trying to find your way out of a maze.
Right.
Sometimes you need that outside perspective
Mm-hmm.
to see the solution.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So that it makes sense.
The article also suggests using online tools
Oh, okay.
like Grammarly
Right.
or even just the built-in spell checker in Word.
Yeah.
They can catch
Okay.
those sneaky little typos
Uh-huh.
and grammar slip-ups that we might miss on our own.
Those tools are pretty amazing these days.
They are.
But they're not perfect, though, are they?
No, that's a great point.
They can't always understand,
yeah.
the nuances of language.
Or the context of what we're trying to say.
It's true. It's like relying solely on GPS to navigate.
Okay.
It can get you close.
Right.
But sometimes you need your own intuition
Yeah.
and knowledge of the area
Uh-huh.
to find the best route,
Totally. So it's like a combination of using the right tools, but also trusting our own judgment.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, so what other tips does the article have
Let me see.
for avoiding these online blunders?
Well, one of the biggest things they stress is
Yeah.
the importance of slowing down.
Okay. Yeah.
In today's fast-paced world,
Right.
it's so easy to just rush through things,
Uh-huh.
especially online content.
Totally.
But taking those few extra minutes
Okay.
to just review your work
Yeah.
can save you from a lot of headaches down the road.
It's like that old saying, measure twice, cut once. Right?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
You're much better off taking your time to get it right the first time than having to go back and fix those mistakes later.
For sure.
And another thing,
Okay.
investing in your language skills
Yeah.
can pay off big time.
Right.
Think about it. clear and effective communication.
Yeah.
It's valuable in pretty much every aspect of life.
Right.
You know, from writing a professional email to having a meaningful conversation with a loved one.
It's true.
So
Yeah, the article actually recommends
what does it?
like taking workshops or exploring online resources to like improve your spelling and grammar.
Yeah, I like that.
It's like, you know,
Right.
taking your communication skills to the gym.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And just like physical fitness. Language fitness requires practice and dedication.
Right.
The more you work at it,
Yeah.
the stronger and more confident you'll become.
This deep dive has been a real eye-opener.
Hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've learned how typos can damage your credibility, hurt your Google search rank,
Right.
and even create a negative impression of your brand.
Yeah, it's crazy how much those little things matter.
But more importantly,
Right.
we've learned how to avoid these pitfalls.
Yeah.
Proofreading, using the right tools, taking our time,
Yeah.
and continuously improving our language skills. It's all about investing in quality communication.
It really is.
Okay, so
Yeah.
before we wrap things up,
Okay.
I have to ask.
Go ahead.
If these seemingly small details can have such a big impact on how we perceive others online, what about the content that we consume?
Oh, interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
Should we be holding the content that we read and watch
Okay.
to the same high standards?
That's a fascinating question.
Yeah.
It really makes you think about
Yeah.
how much these typos and errors
Right.
might be influencing our opinions without us even realizing it.
Right. Like
Yeah.
if a news website is riddled with typos, do we subconsciously start to question the accuracy of their reporting?
It's definitely possible.
Wow.
You know, our brains are constantly making judgments based on the information that we receive, and those judgments aren't always conscious.
So maybe we should all be a little more mindful of those details.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not just in our own content,
Right.
but also in the content that we consume.
Exactly.
It's almost like
Yeah.
becoming a more discerning diner, right?
Yeah, I like that.
You start to pay attention to those little things, like the cleanliness of the silverware,
Right.
the presentation of the food,
Yeah.
because those details can tell you a lot
Right.
about the overall quality of the restaurant.
And just like we can choose to support restaurants that prioritize quality,
Yeah.
we can choose to support content creators who value clear and accurate communication.
Right.
It's all about raising the bar and creating a more informed and engaging online experience for everyone.
That's a great point.
You know?
So we're back.
Back again.
And ready to wrap up our deep dive.
It's amazing, right?
Yeah.
How much we've, unpacked from just this one article.
It is pretty amazing.
We started by talking about, typos.
Yeah.
And now we're talking about the power of language itself.
I know.
It really shows how these deep dives can lead us down some pretty fascinating paths.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and before the break, you were saying it's not just about being grammatically correct.
Right.
It's about using language with intention.
Using language with intention.
Exactly.
Okay.
Like, think about it.
Yeah.
Words have the power
Right.
to evoke emotions, to shape perceptions, and even to inspire action.
Right. Wow.
They're the building blocks
Yeah.
of, connection and understanding.
It's almost like language is the superpower, right?
Right.
We can use it to build bridges, share ideas, and even change the world.
Exactly.
It's powerful stuff.
But like any superpower, it requires practice and skill to wield it effectively.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's about being mindful of your audience, understanding the context of your communication, and choosing words that really resonate and create impact.
So it's not just about what we say.
Right.
It's about how we say it.
Exactly. Think about a great speech or a piece of writing that really moved you. It's not just the information itself. It's the way the language is used to create that mood, that tone, that emotional connection.
It's like the difference between just reading a recipe and actually experiencing a delicious meal.
I like that.
Yet the ingredients might be the same, but the way they're combined and presented makes all the difference.
That's a great analogy.
Thanks.
Yeah, and just like, a skilled chef uses their expertise to create a culinary masterpiece.
Right.
We can use our language skills to craft compelling content, connect with our audience, and achieve our goals.
Wow, this has been such an insightful deep dive.
I agree.
We've learned how typos can affect everything.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
How something so small can have such a big impact.
Yeah, from our professionalism to our Google search ranking, and even the perception of our brand.
It's crazy. But I think more importantly, we've also explored, this much broader and more empowering idea of language as a tool for, connection, influence, and positive change.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So as we wrap up, I want to encourage everyone listening to really think about how you can use language more intentionally in your own lives.
I love that.
Whether you're writing an email, giving a presentation, or simply having a conversation with a friend.
Right.
Remember that words matter.
They do.
Choose them wisely.
Absolutely.
Use them with purpose.
Love it.
And never underestimate the power of, clear, effective, and impactful communication.
So well said.
So on that note, a huge thank you to you, our amazing listeners.
Yes.
For joining us on this journey of discovery.
We appreciate you guys.
And we hope you've gained some valuable insights that you can apply to your own lives.
Absolutely.
So until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep striving to use your superpower for good.
I love it. That's a good one.
And don't forget to proofread.
Always proofread.